I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
Introduction and shocking courtroom drama. The courtroom was electric with tension as Jay-Z, one of the most influential figures in the music industry, found himself at the center of a legal storm that could alter his legacy forever. The gallery was packed with journalists, fans, and industry insiders eager to witness the high-stakes drama unfold. As the judge entered the courtroom, a hush fell over the spectators. This was no ordinary lawsuit. It was a battle for justice that had captured global attention. Would Jay-Z emerge victorious, or was this the moment his empire began?
Language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a black..."
The explosive lawsuit explained the legal battle revolves around a high-profile dispute involving allegations of financial mismanagement, breach of contract, and corporate malpractice. According to court documents, the lawsuit stems from business dealings that soured, leading to claims that Jay-Z and his associates engaged in unethical practices. The plaintiff, a former business partner, alleges that Jay-Z failed to uphold contractual obligations, resulting in significant financial losses. With millions on the line and reputations at stake, both sides presented compelling arguments, but one crucial piece of evidence could tilt the case in an unexpected direction.
Attorneys have denied everything about Jane Doe's account and pointed to some alleged inconsistencies in her story.
It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true. It's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened.
The judge writing that while Jane Doe can remain anonymous for now, she may be required to reveal her identity at a later date to allow Jay-Z's lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial.
Oftentimes, when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit.
Courtroom tension reaches a boiling point as the trial progressed. Emotions ran high. The opposing attorneys clashed in heated exchanges, their voices echoing through the courtroom. Jay-Z sat quietly, his expression unreadable, as his legal team meticulously dismantled the accusations against him. However, when the opposing counsel introduced a damning piece of evidence, allegedly proving financial discrepancies, a murmur spread through the audience. This was a turning point that could reshape the entire case. The judge, visibly unimpressed with both legal teams' tactics, issued a stern warning, signaling that the trial was about to take a decisive turn.
This morning, Tony BUZZBEE, the lawyer representing Jay-Z and Diddy's accuser, releasing a statement to ABC News, writing, "I will say that the coordinated and desperate efforts to attack me as counsel for alleged victims are falling flat. We won't be bullied or intimidated." We also reached out to Jay-Z and his team, but did not get...
The judge's scathing remarks. The judge did not hold back in delivering a brutal assessment of the arguments presented. In a firm yet deliberate tone, the judge criticized Jay-Z's legal team for what appeared to be a lack of concrete evidence to refute the claims. "This court does not operate on speculation," the judge declared, silencing the courtroom. The sharp rebuke sent shockwaves through Jay-Z's defense, prompting his attorneys to scramble for a counterargument. With each passing moment, it became increasingly clear that this legal showdown was unlike any other Jay-Z had faced before.
We asked the woman about the controversy.
Jay-Z's reaction: shock or strategy? Despite the overwhelming pressure, Jay-Z remained composed, his demeanor exuding the same confidence that had helped him conquer the music industry. Some analysts speculated that his silence was part of a calculated strategy, a way to avoid fueling further controversy. Others, however, believed that he was genuinely taken aback by the judge's harsh stance. Regardless of interpretation, one thing was certain: Jay-Z's response in the coming days would be crucial in determining his next move. Would he fight back aggressively, Or was this the beginning of a tactical retreat?
The woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now, but the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000.
Legal experts weigh in. Leading legal analysts wasted no time dissecting the case, offering their insights on national television and social media. Some argued that Jay-Z's legal position was stronger than it appeared, citing precedents where similar claims had been dismissed. Others believed that the mounting evidence against him was too compelling to ignore. This is a textbook example of how even the most powerful figures can find themselves in legal jeopardy, one expert commented. The case had now evolved beyond the courtroom, becoming a topic of intense public debate.
Now, I reached out to Jane Doe's attorney. His name is Tony BUZZBEE. He says that he is representing over 120 accusers of Sean Diddy Combs. This is the first accuser to come forward and name Jay-Z. But he tells me that he stands by his client. He says that they are still vetting her. But when I asked about the vetting process, here's what he told me. He said that 4 individuals at his firm interviewed the client and checked details. He says that a background check was run on Jane Doe and that his firm actually engaged a seasoned investigator to vet some details she disclosed to us. And he said, quote, those results were consistent with what the client had told us. He also says that she has signed 2 separate affidavits, and he tells me, quote, courts exist to resolve factual disputes. Our client remains adamant about her.
The shocking evidence that turned the case as the trial neared its climax, a bombshell piece of evidence surfaced, a confidential email exchange that painted a troubling picture of financial dealings behind the scenes. The email, allegedly sent by one of Jay-Z's key business associates, contained details suggesting a deliberate effort to obscure financial transactions. This revelation stunned the courtroom and sent Jay-Z's legal team into damage control mode. With the credibility of his defense hanging in the balance, the music mogul faced his most significant legal challenge yet.
Attorneys have denied everything about Jane Doe's account and pointed to some alleged inconsistencies in her story.
It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true. It's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened.
The judge writing that while Jane Doe can remain anonymous for now, she may be required to reveal her identity at a later date to allow Jay-Z's lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial.
Jay-Z's business empire in danger. Jay-Z is not just a musician. He is a billionaire entrepreneur with investments in fashion, sports, and tech. A legal defeat of this magnitude could have catastrophic consequences, not only for his personal wealth, but for the companies he has built.
The lawsuit against Combs naming Jay-Z, he has come out with a very long statement saying that this is completely not true and that this is all about trying to get money from him. What do you say about that?
I haven't asked for a dime from him. It's not everything is motivated by money, and I'm sorry that he feels that it is.
This woman also told us on camera last week that this isn't about...
Torres has now ruled that the Alabama woman who says that she was sexually assaulted by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs when she was 13 years of age can proceed anonymously for now in her lawsuit against the moguls. In her written order, the judge also chastised a lawyer representing Jay-Z for what she described as his combative motions.
Client has against you. We are going to file a lawsuit unless you would like to do a mediation and reach a settlement with us. That's what the lawyer did. That is something that I do all the time, that lawyers do all the time. Most people would prefer to have a settlement before the filing of a lawsuit, and that's why we do it. There's nothing illegal.
Investors and partners closely monitored the trial, with some reportedly considering distancing themselves from the controversy. Could this case mark the downfall of Jay-Z's empire, or would he find a way to protect his legacy?
There's a lot to unpack.
Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, you know, we'll see what happens if the DA looks and investigates.
Z is accused of 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox, who claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Combs, who would have been 30 years old at the time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit here. So now Jay-Z being accused in this now 24 years ago of raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after.
Social media explodes with reactions. The internet was ablaze with reactions as fans and critics debated the courtroom drama in real time. Hashtags like hashtag Jay-Z Courtroom Showdown and hashtag Justice or Scandal trended worldwide, with divided opinions flooding every social media platform. Some supporters argued that Jay-Z was being unfairly targeted, while others insisted that accountability must prevail. Memes, reaction videos, and heated discussions dominated the online space, turning this legal battle into a cultural phenomenon.
Jay-Z accused of indecently assaulting a minor in Diddy lawsuit.
Explosive allegations first reported by NBC News being made against rap icon Jay-Z.
A lawsuit that was filed in October of 2024 against Sean Diddy Combs has since been amended to include Jay-Z as a defendant.
The lawsuit was originally filed in October against Sean Diddy Combs, now refiled to openly name Jay-Z as his alleged co-conspirator.
The woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up. 10-hour drive, round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never.
House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk.
Statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest. Through the alleged, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind.
Celebrities take sides as expected. Celebrities weighed in on the controversy. Some high-profile artists, including longtime collaborators, expressed their unwavering support for Jay-Z, calling the case an attempt to tarnish his reputation.
Accuser's attorney Tony.
Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very
Morning. Houston attorney Tony BUZZBEE is speaking out again about the claims made by rapper Jay-Z through his company Roc Nation on Sunday. Over the weekend, a lawsuit claiming that Sean Diddy Combs a 13-year-old back in 2000 was amended to also accuse Jay-Z. His statement on Sunday slammed BUZZBEE, also called the rapper's allegations a, quote, coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. Jay-Z has denied all.
The judge's final decision, a crushing blow after days of relentless legal arguments, the judge finally delivered the much-anticipated ruling. The decision was firm, leaving no room for doubt. Jay-Z faced significant legal consequences.
Writes the court, like Mr. Combs, Mr. Carter is rich, famous, and powerful. Mr. Carter will exert all the pressure he can to intimidate and harass plaintiff, me, or anyone else. The chilling effect of these efforts is substantial, as is the potential chilling effect of a Rule 11 motion being brought in these circumstances. And finally, he also addresses in this letter one more thing. He addresses Jay-Z's legal court does not reflect any attempt by me to evade responsibility for anything. To the contrary, I have signed those pleadings and papers because I am lead counsel in this and other similar cases pending.
Gasps filled the courtroom as the verdict was read, marking a pivotal moment in his career. While his legal team immediately vowed to explore all possible appeals, the damage had already been done. Would Jay-Z be able to recover from this legal defeat, or was his reign at the top coming to
containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000 while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a black attorneys have